Okay. Yeah. So, we are going to make a Titan sub. Or I'm going to attempt to. I've given it a couple tries before. Not too bad. Not too good, but not too bad. I don't know if I should put the keys here. I don't think this is an advanced tutorial by any means. I mean, this is using basic shapes, but the first thing we got to do is we have to pull up a screen. If you haven't used Blender, check out my other tutorials, because I'm just going to kind of fly through this. I will say like G to move and stuff like that, but that's basically it. So let's get some reference photos. I usually pull, if you click in between here and here, that's not what you want to do. So if this happens, you can pull this back to the beginning and then click kind of in the middle. Motherless piece of garbage. You want to go like not in between but up. There we go. Screw it, we'll just do this. Up a little bit. No. Boom. Now we got to change the viewports. Boom. All right. Gotta be kidding me. Eat that one. Drag this back. You eat this. Nom nom. Oh my god, escape. There we go. You gotta hit it like right in the middle. Let's get some reference photos in here. So I'm gonna do one here, and then clicking this and pulling down, I can do the other. And we are going to go into our texture paint. No. Image editor. There we go. And now we can open. A couple ones that I got from the Titan were underneath desktop. Here's one. And then we'll do the same thing over here. UV editor or image editor. I don't think it really matters, honestly. Both will display pictures. Open, same thing, desktop. And we are going to scroll down to this one. So we got our two reference photos. Not bad. I've seen a bunch of people make not tutorials, but get this model, and I think it's because it looks pretty simple for the most part to make. It's basically looking at the shapes and then putting them together, because it's like a cylinder with a half sphere with a torus, and then back here, I don't know what that is. A bird's beak. The lower bird's beak. Doesn't really matter. Let's drag this. We're going to bring this over to about here. We can always hide these two. But now this gives us a pretty good view into here. And I don't know if this, because of the fogging here, I'm not positive if this is part of a thing that does stuff to keep the water out. Porthole thing. But it looks like it's got some bolts here. Almost looks a bit concave. But it could just be the angle. Again, we'll have to search more. Here's one of the jets. Water jets, turbines, whatever you call them. And that gives us a view down into this side because I'm guessing these are designed the same. And this comes like that. Because looking down from here, you can't really tell, but it looks like from here, this slot was used to hold this. So let's at least get the body done. And then down here is what I was looking at last night, and I said, huh. Because it's kind of tough to tell. And this is where I see like a lot of the models of the Titan not get it correctly. They just kind of put legs on it and then say, yep, it's the Titan. Whereas I think when you saw the legs on it, it was on the back of a docking station. And it looks like this slides in and locks or something. And it looks like you have extra, like, I don't know, supports that connect to it at some point. But we can view that later. All I know is when it's in the ocean, it has this long bar. So let's get to it. First things first is I'm going to hit X, select this, and then hit X. We don't really need the camera at this point in time. Can always use the sun or the light. We'll just call this, click it once, twice, sun. There's our 3D cursor. If we hold shift and then right mouse button, we can place the 3D cursor in all different spots. Shift and C resets everything, it centers everything. And then it brings your 3D cursor back. Not that it matters, but it's good to know. So I'm going to hit shift and A, and let's start off on the body. So we have a cylinder. Now this cylinder is going in a direction, so let's choose an axis to rotate it on. And for me, because I don't feel like flipping stuff, I'm just going to rotate it on the X axis. So R for rotate, X on the X axis, and we can spin it. I'm going to type in the direct coordinates, 90 degrees, doesn't matter which way it faces. As you can see that our face orientation just automatically comes up as is. Now looking at this, it definitely looks a lot more elongated than what this is. So I'm going to hit shift and tab to enable this little snap magnet grip thing. And then hit tab, alt and Z to get a 3D view. And then I'm just going to highlight one of these, G to grab it, and then we're going to bring it along the Y axis. So hit Y, and it'll snap right in there. We want to go one over this way, and then G on the Y axis. Go over that way. So looking at this, it's a little bit longer. If we look at it from the angle that this picture is, this actually looks a little bit longer. So we're going to go back by half. And I'm holding Alt and then pressing down middle mouse button to rotate in an isometric view. Hit G, and we're going to go on the Y. And let's go back all the way to 1. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Either way, we still have to put on... This almost looks exactly as long as this. But once we get a few dimensions down, then we can start moving it around. Now, let's add the end cap just to get our model kind of built, and then we can tweak it from there. So I'm going to hit... Oh, let's center this too. So we're going to do G on the Y. And because I can't find the center, I'm going to right click on this, set origin to geometry, and it'll automatically find the center point. And then we can hit G on the Y. And now we know it's centered. The reason why we need it centered is because we're going to be using a lot of symmetry. And if it's off this way, now we have it going into positive X by 2, and over here positive negative If you were to go over 2, it would only end up here, whereas it would end up over here if we were adding another component. So G on X, and let's recenter that. So now I'm hitting A twice, Shift and A, Mesh. We're going to add a UV sphere. Now looking to see where the porthole is, if we hit G on the Y axis, and zoom in, and G on the Y again, boom. That looks pretty good to me. Now, we're going to rotate this along the x-axis. Rotate on the x, and we're going to go 90 degrees. And we turned that from this, if you press Z, wireframe. So right here, this was facing up. And the reason why I put it this way is because we have a porthole. Trying to cut a porthole. Here, let's hit Control Z. Into this is going to take a lot more effort and a lot more time rather than just rotating R, X 90 degrees. Now, this needs to connect to the other port. Let's go ahead. I'm going to hit Tab, click on this because we're in object mode, and I'm going to hit H to hide it because we're only working with this for right now. So this right here, I'm going to hit Alt and Z. I'm going to hit 1, or Tab and then 1, and I'm going to highlight just these. And again, 1 chooses your points or your vertex select. 2 hits your line or edge. So you have 2 points. When you connect it together, you get a line. If you have 3 or more points, you can connect a bunch of lines together, and that creates a polygon or a face, which is number 3 right here. This is your face view. So point, 2 or more points creates a line, and then 3 or more lines creates a face. Now this is all stuff that if you watch my tutorials, it's getting kind of repetitive. Let's jump right back into this, Alt and Z. We are gonna hit W, and we gotta look at the size of the porthole as opposed to the bulb. It looks like it starts to come down. It starts here and then moves out, I think. You know what? Let's just do this for ha-has. I hit W, now we're gonna hit E, and we're gonna go out, Shift and Tab, because it was locked onto the stat mode. That looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna hit Control and R and left mouse button and then right mouse button so it stays centered. Actually, I'm gonna hit Control Z twice. Now I'm gonna hit Control R, and I'm going to choose all of these. All of the things. Every last one of them. Faces. Yes. Yes, this feels right. Yes. Goes out to about there, it does. That doesn't look too bad at all, actually. Now, if we go here, it kind of looks like there's a curve. Let's hit Alt and Z and then hit 2 so we choose nothing but the lines. And again, I hit W to get this little circle thing. You can see it up wherever you hit W. Huh. Oh, right here. Click that little button there. So, user perspective. Anyways, hitting W gives you the circle. Hit tab, go down. Now we know this whole circle has been chosen, and then holding control, I'm just going to scrape up the sides and then give it a visual identification. Hey, what's up, Indy? What's up? How are you, man? It's, yeah, I guess it's looking good. I just kind of started rambling more than anything. Well, I'm going to hit Control B to bevel this and kind of bring that up. Let's hit Alt Z. I still feel like this is not right. So we'll just go here. I'm going to hit Control and then G on the Y and hit Shift Tab. That feels a little bit better. Alright. Let's hit this little eyeball here to bring down this part. We still have the other side to worry about. I'm going to hit Tab, A twice, hit Shift and A. Yeah, sorry, Indy. Like, I'm looking down at the messages, and the freaking thing keeps jumping out of the chat for me. But jumping back into a UV sphere, let's do the other side, just so we get an end cap on it. Again, this isn't... There's a couple things we can try here, especially because I'm guessing this is round all the way around except for the top. And it looks right here. It kind of goes flat. Best way to put it. How you been, dude? R on the X, 90 degrees. G on the Y. And we're gonna... Oh, this is where it got tricky. So let's hit G on the Y again, and we should be able to snap it into place. And it looks like we did an okay job. I'm going to hit Tab on this, Alt and Z. We're going to hit 1. I'm just going to color this in. This is probably a terrible idea. We probably should hit W until we get our box select and just do it this way. That way we know we got everything. And then X, delete vertices. Good. Now we have a capsule with an eyeball in it. So let's get rid of this eyeball. Oh, right. Let's hit Tab. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Don't delete the middle, because if you delete the middle and you delete the vertices on that, it's going to bring everything back to here. And the reason why I chose vertices is because it also destroys the lines as well. So now we got this capsule. Let's get to the back then. I'm going to hit A few times. And we didn't change the size of the capsule. And we have some pretty good symmetry going on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit A twice. And I don't... Let's create another cylinder. I mean, we could do a cone too. I don't think that would work out in our favor though. Let's click this, hit H to hide. Before we do the end, let's... I'm going to go down to Material Preview. And let's uncheck Face Orientation so we can actually see it. So, let's get rid of... I really don't like how we can't see. That goes to right about here. Let's hit W. And then 3. And we're going to get rid of all of these lovely. We're going to hit X. And we're just going to delete the vertices. Oh, no. Control Z. We're going to delete the faces. Now there's no thickness to this, it's paper thin. However, we're looking in to stare down at the tube here, and we are met with a solid. So, doesn't matter where, if you haven't already, this is a tool that I use that comes with Blender. Bool tools, man, you gotta use, or loop tools. If you don't have that enabled, definitely go to Edit, Preferences, and just type in loop, mesh loop tools, just check it, you're good to go. You can hit X, there's no saving. I'm gonna hit W a few times, hit 3, and we're gonna go back here on the other side. And we can see through this right here. So we wanna get the 2 end caps, and I'm gonna hit I to inset. Want to do both at the same time because symmetry is good. Now, I'm not too sure how much I really want to bring this down, but I do know if we look up at the top right here, it's at 0 meters right now. Here, hit I. It'll start to give us an idea. 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.7, 0.15, 0.9. Let's do, I'm just typing it in, 0.1, and then hit enter. And with these two still selected, because they both did the same exact thing, right click, loop tools, bridge, boom, you cut out this part. Now let's go ahead, look into the sub again. And of course, this sphere right here. Now, I think it was just a flat back, but I could be wrong. I know down here they had... Was it like there was a place to sit. We'll worry about the inside after. Let's get the exterior. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Alright, so what we're going to do here is now we need the end. And I've actually done this a couple times. Just practicing for the live feed / I'm going to take this and turn it into a tutorial. Take out all my rambling. But the best way that I found with this is something that you can still manipulate, keep the mesh so that when you unwrap it, it will kind of be uniform and it won't mess with your textures, and something that you can easily paint on textures, which the less geometry there is, the easier it is to go ahead and texture something with your materials. So less is better. So we want to find something to mold into this. And I believe I used... Here, let's hit Alt and Z. Let's hit Shift and A. And I tried a cone, but the problem is with a cone, it comes to a point, thus creating a triangle. So if you hit Tab, these are just all triangles put into a circle. So we're working with quads here. I'm going to go ahead, hit Tab, and we're going to get rid of that. Not only that, but here. The problem with cones is if you hit Tab, Control R, you can't really cut them up or subdivide them per se. So when you're looking at this, it's just giving you a point. So we can either do that, Control R, add another point, Control R, add another point, and then eventually have enough so that, you know, hopefully it works. I like something that does work. So I hit Shift and A, and I started messing around with cylinders and stuff, and I thought, wait a minute, probably should just use a regular old circle with nothing in it. Now that's what I thought. Of course it was completely wrong, but let's hit R on the X, and we'll go by 90. And then I'm going to hit G on the Y, and we're going to go back to exactly where this point started. Doesn't matter because we can always cover it up again. It looks like they have, I don't know what this is. We'll get clearer photos after. But back over here, G on the Y, and it snaps right into there. Shift and Tab to take that off, and we're gonna hit E. Oh no, Tab A. Oh, Tab A. No. Ah. Let's click on circle, Tab A. There we go. Control Z. Let's hit Control Z a couple times because I did hit E and I'm not sure if it took. Alright. G on the Y, Shift and Tab, locks in. There we go. Tab. Hit A twice, A once. We are in edit mode. Now we can hit E. E. Tab. A. A. What is going on here? Oh. Okay, circle. X, delete, yes. Hit A twice. A. Rotate on the X 90 degrees. G on the Y. Bring this out here. Hit tab. E. Alright. For whatever reason, this is freaking out. I've never had this done before. What the... Alright, just delete. Let's hit Shift A, mesh. Let's go into cylinder. Rotate on the X, 90 degrees. G on the Y, because this thing's a pain in my balls. Goddamn experimental fucking 3.6 piece of shit. Alright. Working fine the whole other time. Oh, you want to stream? Can't have that. Alright, so now that's jumping because I took my sweet ass time. Alright, rotate, X, 90, boom, G, Y. There we go. Hey, that looks so much better. Notice how none of that moves. Boom. Alright, so now that we're looking at this, and we got our reference photo over here. Probably should put this reference photo behind here. Yeah, why the heck didn't I? Well, we don't have a exact head-on image, but this is probably the best that we could get. Side view image would be good, but we got to make this tail. And it looks almost like it's just about as big as this up here. Oh, you know what we could do? Here's how we find out. Jump into Paint. We open up the photo on the desktop. And then we take this and we just go, yeah, that works. I'm going to take this. That's the bend. Yeah, you know what? It almost does look... It's probably a little bit smaller. So let's hit tab. We're going to choose this. G on the Y. We'll bring it out 1. If we hit tab here. Oh, that's the exact same size, actually. That's good. We can always bring it down. So now here, remember how we hit Control R on the little point? If we hit Control R over here, we can actually start splitting things. Now right here, it almost immediately bends. You got about up to here. Now up top stays flat completely, so we don't have to worry about moving stuff there. So this is where we want it to go. To about there. But let's hit tab. Oh, no. A. And we're just going to highlight all these right here. Make sure nothing else is highlighted. And we're going to hit M. And we're going to merge at the center. Now that we have this here, we can hit G on the Z. And if we bring that up, that'll kind of make sort of a tail, but we don't have the curvature. So right here, we have proportional editing, which is a great thing. And we're going to use that. But we have to hit here, and we're going to do G on the Y, and we're just going to bring it up a little bit. Again, this is the end part. We can always go back. Now this tends to go up here. Let's do another one. Here, let's bring it up a few. We'll do that many. I like that many. I'm going to hit O, or you can physically click on the proportional editing. Hit G, and then we're going to go up on the Z. Let's hit O, G, Y. We're going to come all the way back to here. Let's hit G on the O, G on the Z. All right, X, delete. So right about here is where we're going for the curve. Starts, really goes. Let's keep going with that. G on the Z. Yeah, it's really bending up now. Now let's turn off proportional editing. And you know what? We do need... Let's merge this now. Boom. Got a better idea. Although G on the Y. Crap, how far was that? Okay, we want to go to here. So let's G on the Y, Z, bring that up. And we're gonna scale. And we're gonna hit Shift and Y, because we want to scale it only on the X and on the Z axis. Up and down, let's see what it looks like from here. Scale, Shift, Y. It's only going in that circle, whereas if we just hit scale, it's going to go X, Y, and Z. So scale, Shift, Y. Let's bring it down to about here. We're going to do the non-proportional editing. G on the Z. Let's zoom in some more. G, Z. So that we can get an exact snap. G on the Z. There you go. Alright, so that comes up way too quick right here. We can probably bring this back just a smidge. G on the Y. And we'll just do the next one. G. Nope. S to scale. Shift on the Y. G on the Z. This one needs to be scaled. Shift and Y. G on the Z. Let's go back to this one. Same thing, G on the Z. Bring that right up. Nice and flat all the way across. Okay, let's keep going. Shift and Y. G on the Z. Down there looks like it would be pretty good. So we'll just scale, shift and Y. We'll scale it up a little bit more. G on the Z. Zoom in, mofo. There we go. This can... Yeah, that can go up or go down. Go all around. Oh. G on the Z. There we go. Getting there. This one can be scaled. Shift and Y. Does this go down at all? It does. So we got to go back here. Now we're going up to about there. And we'll do the same thing over here. The more you zoom in, the more the snapping will take effect. There we go. We definitely want to subdivide this thing too. We definitely want to subdivide it. Let's hit Control R to add another. We're going to scale this up just a little bit. There we go. And then same thing, G on the Z. Just use enough loop cuts to the point where it gives the curvature that you want. I'm going to take the back end off just a little bit here because it kind of looks like it curves up. Actually, if I come out to here, is that too far? That is. So Shift and Tab, G on the Y. This needs to come down. Allow. Same with this. We're just going to scale it up because now we got to fill in these gaps. Yeah, let's fill in the gaps. So scale, Shift and Y. Just a little bit because you're compensating for two axes here. Your positive and your negative. Z. Get it to right about there. Again, you can hit Shift Tab for editing. Yeah, there's not much of a point there. Or we can add in another one to add more of a curve, but thanks, man. Control R. You know what? No, we're just gonna scale it down. This one can go a little bit up. And then G on the y-axis. Or on the Z, I mean. We're going down here. This one probably can be evened out one more time. Here we go. Same thing. Let's shift and tab this one. G on the Z. Alright, let's add... So we went ahead, we chopped off the top here, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think this should be a completely separate object. It's not like we're putting it into a game or anything like that. It's just easier to mod or paint it when it's one object, like what we were doing with our Rust tutorials, but we'll just export everything and put it into the Unreal Engine instead. Main thing is, let's start to subdivide this and see what we're working with here. So I'm going to hit on my wrench, subdivide it. Not bad. Looks like it can kind of be evened out. Yeah. So we're going to go here, we're going to click simple so that it stays wrapped right there. I'm going to bring up a couple. And we're going to apply that. And then we're just going to shade smooth it. Oh, before we subdivide, my apologies. Control Z. Let's hit this and hit Control Shift and B. There we go. Here's our subdivision surface. There we go. Yep. So we're going to click on that one point, Control Shift and B. And that'll give us a triangle as well. So Shift and B. No, Control and B. Brr. Alright. Two can play at that game. We're just going to delete the damn vertices. And we're going to take this thing. We're going to hit F. Then we're going to hit E to pop out. Looks like it's taking a crap. Alright, and now what we'll do is we'll just bring this down to about here. And then we'll hit G on the Z. And G on the Y. Oops, Shift and Tab G on the Y. And bring it back to about where it looks like it should go. Alright. Now we can still hit Control R. Move freely throughout there if we need to. That is awfully bright. Is it in material? It is. What does rendered look like? Alright, let's click this, smooth this out, right click shade smooth, right click shade smooth. This needs to go. Yeah, that absolutely needs to go. Alright, well, luckily this was a quick fix. Let's hit X here, delete this. Again, just bring in a UV sphere. We're going to rotate it on the X by 90 degrees. Hit enter, G on the Y. Well, shift tab, G on the Y. There we go. Alright. I feel like right about here. Here, let's hold. That feels like how big the... Maybe it is. Alright. Try this. We're going to hit X on that. Delete our vert... Nope. X, delete the faces. Goes down to about here. And then it starts to pop out. Alright. Let's hit Alt Z. Hit 2. Oh, right. Wireframe. Alt Z. There we go. Holding shift, left mouse button. There we go. X, delete vertices. And we did this by 0.1. Now, if you look in here, you can actually see, let's shade flat again. You can see where the edge of this hits here because we solidified it. And by solidifying it, we gave it extra geometry. We got to do the same here, and we're literally going to solidify it. Thickness will be 0.1. Hit enter. Oh my goodness. Control Z. Exit. Click on this, and now we're going to add a solidifier. That could have been... Did I really mess that up? I exited out of it, right? I did. Alright. Add modifier. Solidify. There we go. We're going to go to just 0.1. And here's why. I believe... Here, let's shade flat. That should match up right with the inside because we did the other one as 0.1. Everything's nice and symmetrical. And then we still have room to put another cylinder. Let's go here, mesh. Another UV sphere. We're going to rotate this, X 90 degrees, enter. You know what? No, Shift A. Instead of a mesh, because it'd be easier to do it this way, is cylinder. And we're just going to rotate that on the X by 90 degrees. And then it doesn't matter how far back it goes. You just hit Shift, Tab, lock it in, because we're not using this whole thing. But what we are doing is we're hitting Alt Z, we're scaling it. We're looking down the y-axis, so Shift and Y, and then we'll try to get it just as big as the outline here, maybe a little bit bigger, and then we'll click on it. Now we can do G and the Y, and that's kind of flying off into here, probably a little bit too much. So, without really cutting anything, we're just going to G, Y, come down here, G on the Y, and we're going to hit 3 so that both these are good. I to inset. We'll do this as 0.1 too, because why not? And then right click, loop tools, bridge this as well. That is way too big. Scale. Oh, no, escape. Where is it? This is cylinder. Okay. Scale on the... Yeah, so there's nothing. This actually does the exact opposite. It curves out into about here. Shift and Y will go down some more. Here we go. G on the Y axis. I'm going to go to about there. And we're going to hit Control R. We'll keep this one pretty much the same size for right now. And we're only doing right here. So scale, Shift Y. Scale, Shift Y, bring it down just a little bit. It does look like it's going into it. Alright. We're just gonna go up a little bit more. Should connect for the most part pretty nicely. Now we have a completely different other one. We have the back. That still could use a little bit more conversion. Because the other one, here, let's file, we'll save this as live. When I was doing a test run, save as live, open, what was it? This is the one we just did. Was it this one? Yeah, so when I was messing with this one, the back here kind of got a little out of control. And this was actually from using the other way. And then there was this one that I settled on. This is about as far as I got. Yeah, again, because the bottom here, like, I'm noticing, especially when I'm looking at other people's 3D models, it's almost like they have 4. Even the GTA model one had, it was like 4, whatever. This only has, it's a triangle stand, and I'm guessing because this latches on, it's like a docking station, I guess. It latches onto the docking station, and then it's carried up from there. And I think where you're seeing the extra legs is from right here on the other 2 supports. Because then you'd have a triangle here, and then the 2 triangles on the side. So, going off of that, when I was working on to make this, I'm trying to, because you can see right here where the tears were. For the most part, this came out good. Especially the back. Actually, I think that's pretty much spot on. Whereas the one we're working on, yeah. We'll get here. This is pretty quick, actually. So, let's open, what is it, live. So basically, this just needs to be curved up a little bit more. Oh, Control Z, actually. Scale, Shift, and Y. Oh, Control Z. Alt and Z, because you got to get both sides. Alright, G on the Z. Probably shouldn't have done this one. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead. We're going to shade smooth this as well. Right here, this is still a solid object. Alright. Let's hit Control R. We're going to push this to about there, because now we're working... Well, basically working... Come on, you son of a gun. There we go. Well, at this point, we're definitely working with, I don't think there's one triangle in here. Quads. So we're going to shade smooth this. Actually, let's delete this. We're going to add another UV sphere. RX. Modeling is just trial and error over and over and over. Unless you can type in the exact dimensions and you have a clear image in your head, but my head's cloudy even when it's not. Alright, so X, delete these vertices, tab, we got this right here. Alt Z. I don't know if this is too much. Well, you know what? We're going to hit Control R, we're going to go there, and we're going to delete. We'll go with this. This is it. This is the final decision. We'll meet it halfway. It's too big. It's too small. This should be just right. X, delete, faces. There we go. Oh, let's hit tab, get back into object mode, hit A twice, and now we're going to throw in our cylinder. Again, rotate it on the X by 90 degrees, and then G on the Y. Let's go to solid here. Doesn't have to go out that far. Gee. Yeah, why not? That looks good. So hit tab, 1, go right here. We're going to go back to about there, and we're going to hit A, and we're going to scale. Shift and Y. We're going to bring this down to about here. That looks like it goes in pretty well. So again, hitting 3, let's choose this. Make sure there's nothing else in the middle chosen. Hooray. I to inset. We'll go to... Okay, we'll do 0.1. Tab. There we go. Right click, bridge those together. I mean, that kind of feels right, right? And we had these circles because we're making everything all smooth and fluffy. Let's hit this, tab, control, and R. I'm just gonna go to about here. Now we're starting to get our creases and our lines and, you know, all the stuff that makes things look cool. There we go, tab. Oh, click on this, tab, control, and R, and we'll just do some loop cuts to kind of push those edges to the edge. Alright, control Z. Go a little bit further. I mean, you can go all the way too, but I kind of want a little bit of the seams there. Now we have this opened up. What is going on here? Where's the other cylinder? There's cylinder 1. Alright, we're gonna call this back cap. Oh, good, it's all derpy and capitalized where it shouldn't be. Main. Hull. Cap. Oh, I forgot about you. Bro. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I don't think we really need that anymore. Because I don't know if the back... Was there a backing or was it cylindrical? I don't remember. Actually, these edges right here look like they could get pulled in a little bit. Well, maybe not. If need be, we can flatten them out later. But again, question is it circular and flat, or is it concave and round? So what we need to do here... Let's add some circles, or the metal bars here. So we're gonna hit A twice, Shift Tab. Once again, we're gonna do another cylinder. We're gonna rotate it on the X by 90 degrees, and we're gonna scale on the Y to about wherever, and then G on the Y, and we're gonna go right about here. And that looks like it's kind of... Here, scale on the Y, because that's right where they meet. This... I mean, is that kind of like the band? Sort of. This goes all the way around, but it's connected to what looks like the sides. Here, let's go here. Scale, Shift, Y. It doesn't... Let's see. Here, let's hit 3. Hit A. Click on both of these again so the outsides aren't chosen. We're gonna hit I to inset. Control Z. I to inset. It looks like this is about where it ends. And then we're gonna right click and we'll bridge these as well. Alright, you can't... I guess you can kind of see it through here, which... It's a sealant. I suppose we want it to look like that. Alright, what does this look like? Concave. Not a problem. Let's click this. H to hide it. Oh, you know what? No. Cap is not hidden. Porthole. So we're gonna hit Tab, Alt Z, Control R, and we're gonna do one right in the middle. And then we're gonna take this. And I don't know if we should scale up. Yeah. Shift and Y, we're gonna go to about here. So it looks like these two are now kind of merging together. That actually does look pretty good. Yeah, alright. Shade smooth that. And right here, I'm gonna go right down. Solid, Alt Z. There we go. Not bad. And we're going to have to bevel this. So Control and B to bevel. And the more we add onto that bevel, the more geometry it's going to make. More geometry, the more detailed, the smoother the curve. However, harder to control, manage, blah, blah, blah. That don't look too bad. Let's keep it like that. Let's hit Tab, Alt Z. Yeah. Alright, hit Tab here. Now this is kind of meshed up. So Control R, we're gonna bring this out here. We'll bend these in. There we go. Alright, yeah. Alright, let's Control Z out of these. Because I just remembered, we could just bevel this too. But, see, I don't know if we should put the bolts here. Alright, we gotta look that up. Tighten sub. Definitely Tighten sub here. Tighten submersible side view. And these are the ones that I saw before. I feel like we didn't do that right. Oh, beautiful. So there is a bubble there. Alright, good to know. We'll add the bubble after. But let's save some of these images here. That's the best side view that I could get. That's the other one that I used. No. This one. That's a good head-on. There it is. So I don't... This... See, this is the way the other 3D images have it. They just have this thing down at the bottom. What is going on with this? Does it? Because right here, it looks as though... Yeah, there's no way in hell. That looks... What the heck, man? That is a triangle. Right there. Right? Am I seeing things? Just a thing. That's not... Right? Same with this. Triangle. You go to here... Yeah. We'll go down here. And this one, it's not. Right here, I don't know what the heck is going on. It looks like... Oh, I see what they did. There's probably a V in the back of that or something that it slides into and locks. Alright, so when we're building the sides here, we gotta look... Well, we already got one rail here. Let's take a look at the width of that. That actually looks pretty darn thick. What they do, they didn't even do one here. They just kind of... Oh, that'll give us a better look at it. Yeah, no. Okay, how about I just flat out reject your... No! Cancel. Custom purposes. Yeah, just save and exit, buddy. Okay, see? Right there. It looks like there was a rail that bottom part slid onto. And then they do have like a flat part here. I think that's where it rests. Oh, right here. Now there's no rail. I could save myself a headache just by putting these things right here, but I'm trying to get it to look... Now there's two? Bro. Alright, looks like we're doing that then. Well, that'll save us some time. Let's get that box in there. Shift and A, mesh. We're jumping down to cube. Very good, very nice. Alright, that looks good. I'm gonna go G on the Z just down a little bit. Those connected right to the side, it looks like. So G on the Y axis, we'll go to about here. Alt tab. 1. G on the Y, we'll go back to about here. Not bad. Alright, so now that we got this here, I'm going to click on these. We're going to X, we're going to delete the faces. Delete this face. Delete this face. And then I'm going to hit 1. Click this, F to connect. F to connect. Click these points. Because what I'm doing here is, you can see the faces here, but this is open and there's only the lines. We want to do that because we're, I don't know, we're doing something. So hit this, X, delete faces, and now we can hit 1, same thing, connect these. So holding shift, hit those two, F here. And that looks like it went around, yeah, it went right along the bottom there. These are about, actually, yeah, these are even. They're exactly even. But it looks like it only went to about here. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to hit tab. And we'll just do this side. G on the Y, that'll line up with the rails. And then we'll just put some rails right here. G on the Z. And what we can do right here is we can hit Control R. Control R. Click once. Okay. Same thing, Control R, right. Oh, Control R, click once, right click. And is it the same as it is the front and the back? I'm gonna guess yes, because symmetry is key. G on the Z, bring those down. And we're gonna do Control R. Oh, Control Z, don't bring those down yet, not until we're done. There we go. Now all these should be lined up. If they weren't, you would see another one. They are all selected. G on the Z. And we're going to do one at a time because if we press F, it'll create a gigantic square. We just want the lines. Oh, Control Z. Alright. Cool. Now what we can do here is add modifier. And we're going to give it a skin. And we're going to hit Tab A, Control A. And we're going to bring that skin down to about here. Alright, let's choose these. G on the Z. Not bad. We can mend those right into the other one. I need to use the bathroom though, so I will be right back. Until then, definitely look to see if this had a backing or if it was circular. If somebody could do that, it would be greatly appreciated. Because the coffee's going right through me, man. I'll be right back. Yep. Yeah, we definitely need to know if that has a back or not. Because if it does have a back, we can go ahead and add some extra... Yeah, anyways. Sub-research, guys. Sub-research. I will be back in a minute. Alright. I have arrived back. Okay, what do we got here? What were we doing? Well, we learned that this was definitely flat and it had bolts in it. That we don't have to worry about. We'll see it after. I don't know if it's the angle or what. That connects onto there. Oh, this is also on top here, whereas it doesn't look like... It looks like it's right on the side, doesn't it? So again, I'm not sure where to put these. I know where to put. They go like right here. But we'll have to make one at a time and then mirror the whole thing. Either way, let's do this. Shift and D to duplicate it. We're gonna hit Y and we're gonna go right there. Yeah, that looks good. Go right about there. Again, we can curve out that other crap later. Let us take care of this. We'll go to about here. Throw one back here. Throw the other one right here. It's a little bit better. We're gonna throw one here. And one up top. That doesn't look too bad. I don't know if this is a copper top or what. I know it's titanium, or it's supposed to be. So we got this little tiny thing. Let's add the jets now. So Shift A. In order to do this, I notice it has a triangle. Best way to do triangles is we're going to rotate this on the Z by 45 degrees. We're going to go up top, Shift and Tab, put on our little snapping G on the X. Oh! Where the hell's the plane? Oh. There we go. Psh. There we go. G on the X. And we're going to snap that right. Where is the center? Here, this is going to be called cage. We need to save this. File, apply. And then we're going to right click and convert this over to a mesh. And now that we have a mesh here and we hit tab, we can actually decimate some of the geometry here. That's going through there. Could use a Boolean, but that'll really mess things up. So it's easier just to disconnect it and then reconnect at certain points. If we want it to be part of the same object, of course. Anyways, we got this. We're going to hit Tab, Alt, Z, and we're just going to choose this back one, and we're going to delete the vertices here. Then we're going to highlight the whole thing and press F to fill it. I'm going to press R to rotate on the X by 90 degrees, of course. And now we don't know which way our UVs are pointing with this because I wasn't keeping track, so I do come up here in this little menu and then hit face orientation. And then when you hit Z and material, so the red is bad UVs. Hit tab, hit 3. When that face is selected, we're going to hit E to extrude it. And definitely not go that far. Right click, shift and tab. G on the Y. Because we already extruded it. Extruded it. Alright, tab. We're going to scale. Yeah, right in the middle, right? I'm guessing it's going to be right in the middle. Maybe a little bit more back to compensate. Let's hit tab, G on the Y, and we're going to come out just a little bit more. Alright, this looks like it's going just to the left of the Z. So we're going to do Shift and D to duplicate it, and we're going to hit Y to duplicate on the Y. And we're going to hit Shift and Tab so that these two are pretty much touching. Control Z, Shift and Tab, G on the Y. Let's zoom down more here. Doesn't want to lock. Alright, well, looks like we're stuck with Shift Tab G on the Y. And we'll just have to manually do it the best that we can. Now we're going to hit this one, and we're going to hit Scale on the Y axis. And we can actually pull these apart, not the way that I wanted to, so again, we're going to have to do them one at a time. Click on one, G on the Y. We're going to go 0.5, nope, minus 0.1, and then G on the Y, 0.1. So once again, they're equal length. Although that doesn't, looks like it's more rectangular. Yeah. Oh, you know what it almost looks like? That this is the length of these. Shift and D to duplicate it. Right click R on the X. And we'll do 90 degrees. And then Shift Tab G on the Y, right in the middle. So we'll click on this one. Actually, that looks like it's doing pretty good. We hit this one, Tab, Control, and R. So I can put one here, one here, or one here. We're not going to do any of those. What we're going to do is we're going to hit this, hit Control B to bevel, go to a straight point. Actually, let's do this one and the other one at the same time. And then we're going to bevel these. Nah, it's not a good idea either. I'm like, it is. It's almost like it's a triangle holding that into place, like a circular motion. Oh, you know what? We're gonna scale this on the Y. And we'll just go to right about here. And as for this, I like Bool Tool and all, but I'm trying to get this as quad-like as possible. Much as I hate using triangles, I'm gonna bevel these off towards the end. I mean, I like Bool Tool. It's not bad. I just don't know. Screw it. We're doing this. Alright, so G on the X. We're going to come out, Shift Tab G, X. To about here, and then we're just going to press E to go back in. And then right here, I'm going to bevel this. Try to apply the scale first. Yeah, that's actually a good point. I did not even apply the scale to any of this. That is a rookie mistake, dude. Holy crap. Wow, that's a derp moment and a half. Good call. Dude. Wow. so tab. Let's choose this. G on the X. Bring that out. There we go. I don't believe that crap. Whoa, what's going on here, man? My UVs. Right, flip the normals. Yeah, that probably would have done it. Oh well. It's just tough to get, because there's not a lot of, like, all the pictures of this damn thing are super fuzzy. Alright, scale on the y-axis will come out to about here. Maybe bring... Yeah, that's right. These are done like that too. So click on this one, tab 2, control B to bevel. That looks good. Alright. Slap that right there. Click on this one, and we are going to delete this one. Now let's add a UV of a cylinder. And we're gonna scale this bad boy down. Come over to about here. Alright, so looking at this again, we definitely need to come down here, hit 1, G on the Z. We're going to bring this up just a little out of it. Actually, let's bring the top down. From there, tab, shift and D on the Z, and we're going to bring it up to... That don't look bad. These come out just a little bit, huh? Okay. Yeah, not bad. Scale on the Z. I'm gonna bring this down. Add a couple more loop cuts, come back in here, scale that back up. I feel like this one goes down a lot more. And then we'll have to add one here, one there. We're gonna scale this out. Do the same up here. One here. One here. Scale that out. It's tough to really get a view as to what's going on down in there. So we're gonna save this for right now. I'm gonna hit I to inset it. I to inset. We're gonna go below everything else. Well, go to about here. What the hell? What's going on? Oh my god, vertigo. Alright. So we're gonna hit E, come down, and we're gonna scale. Let's hit Alt Z, make sure there's nothing else going through here. Holy crap. G on the Z coming back up. Alright. There's not going to be too many V's getting into that area. Let's group all these together. Again, we'll make this turbine 1. These can all be grouped together, I believe. So that'll be the holder. Control and J to join them. Not bad. And then it's got another cylinder. I'm going to make that a separate cylinder so we can model it just a little bit differently. Because, yeah. Ooh, how? Why? How? Have you been solidified? You have not been solidified yet. Okay, that makes sense. Add modifier. 0.1 thickness. There we go. Alright, and that should match this edge. It does. Turn off face orientation. Good. Shift and tab, G on the Y. So it's over by 2. Hit tab on this. Oh, derp. We need to apply it. Man, I'm failing left and right tonight. Go up to the top. We'll go all the way. Why the hell not? Oh, Control Z. And then we'll do the same for these over here. There, we got this one. No, we can't do that. Yeah, alright. We're gonna bring it up to about there. Because we don't want the shader to get all whacked out. That's not too bad. Do the same over here. Make sure it's going along the inside. There we go. Clump. Better. Because then we can have the hinges and everything on there too. Now the inside is looking, ooh, definitely a little squanched. Add a couple extra cuts to that. Why come, oh. What in God's name is this? What? I have no idea what that was or what type of path it was trying to find, but that was not normal. That was freaking whacked out. Alright, we're gonna go down here, see what we can do for these. Go all the way out. Same thing over here. Go onto the other side. All the way up. All the way down. All the way over. Over this way. What do we have going on here? Alright, now that's messing with that. Let's not do that. What? Why? Why? Clearly we didn't look at that one. I keep saying we. That's not your mess up. That's mine. Uh-huh. Well, in the spirit of me saying the hell with it, I'm gonna click these right there, hit F to connect, and I'm gonna get rid of these, and I'm gonna delete those vertices, and then I'm gonna hit 1, 2, and hit W, and delete these edges, and then I'm gonna hit 1 and connect these here. And then 4 more sides is not bad for quads. Get rid of that. And same thing. Fill that up. So this could actually probably be done in an even simpler way. We're just gonna go here, hit X, delete the vertices, and alright, let's hit these. So 1, the back side first, 2. We only want the ones in the front. Right here, and then we're gonna hit F to fill that in. And the last one should be pretty simple because we want all these right there. There we go. Now let's look at a side view. Bingo, exactly the same. Derek, I have a cool trick to add to the edge split modifier. Yeah, I noticed that. It's just I keep fine-tuning crap and then kind of shading it. Same thing worked with, actually that's what I did over here earlier. Before splitting this was a cylinder and I merged it at the end. Because otherwise, let's hear shade smooth. You can still kind of see it, but I haven't subdivided it yet. So that way it gets a little bit smooth. Because on the other one that I was making, it's definitely good catch, bot. Oh yeah, no, I do not want to subdivide that. That comes after. And this thing is tiny. What the heck, man? Alright. There we go. I'm gonna bring that up a little bit. That does feel a little bit better right there. Up. And we're just gonna take these. Here, I'll show you in a second once I'm done battling with this thing. We'll work on that after. On the tails to fix this. What tails? This one? Well, I gotta add that modifier. If I add a subdivision surface modifier, it'll basically fix itself, but I'm waiting towards the end there. Because I'll show you, like, I know exactly what you're talking about here. Control S, save. This is the other one that I was working on. Titan? This was one of them. Yeah, this is a perfect example. And why I don't use spool tools. I don't feel like going over and then messing with the edges to carry them over. But I started off with this one, messing around with it, and this thing the tail got wicked funky, dude. I tried a couple different things. And then ultimately I settled on, which one was it? Yeah, don't save. This one. Which this came out pretty good too, but like you said before I subdivided it, I didn't add any extra, and this is what I ended up getting. And again, it made the tail look a little bit funky at the end there. So I try adding subdivisions after the fact. You can always subdivide it too again. Sometimes that fixes it, but like perfect example in this case, not so much. Yeah, there's that. I tried using this one right here going straight across instead of adding a triangle. I had this too. That didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. And earlier tonight I was battling on whether or not this was a straight square or if it was a triangle, and it kind of like drove into a docking bay, kind of slid in and locked. I wasn't sure. I mean, I'm trying to jump like 6 or 7 steps too. I'm doing things that I shouldn't, like putting on finishing touches even before I'm done building my model and getting all the geometry in there. Which I know it's a big no-no, but I do it anyways. And then I end up doing the same thing like 7, 8, 9 times. Because for as much as I like to teach, I never learn. Alright, so file. Just don't do the same mistakes that I do. But yeah, that's a great point. Add more loops on the tails to fix that strange shading. Yeah, we're not going to save this. We're going to go right here. Was it live? Yeah. So again, I kind of settled on this. The shading isn't too bad though. And let's throw everything back down to a flat shader for the time being. Alright, we got these. And then we can mirror them. Again, we don't... I'm thinking this is more towards the end. But my gut tells me it's right in the middle just because... What's that? Center of gravity or some shit? I don't know. And then this one kind of shows it. I don't know if it's the angle. Like, is it in the middle or is it up higher? Because I don't... Nah. I mean, that kind of looks like the right size. And we got to do one down here too, but that's simple. That's a copy-paste job. You know what? Let's do that. Let's do this and this. Nope. Build the whole thing first. Because every single one of these components is exactly the same. Alright. Bring that down. Yeah, well. In the middle? Yeah. Yeah, I think you guys are right. Probably in the middle. That makes sense, right? That doesn't... Because of gravity or whatever. I know there's probably not a lot of gravity in the ocean because of buoyancy and whatnot, but I ain't a scientist. I'm not going to say nothing. Alright, Shift and Z. Alright, let's hit tab 1, G on the Z. I mean, it almost looks like it's the size of this. Here, let's go G on the Z here, scale. We'll just say it is about the size of this, and then we'll bring it up to about there. And I mean, if we really want... Well, yeah. Oh. Alright, 3. This kind of looks like it's going up. Alright, let's bring that in. And then we're going to come down here. Fill these bad boys up. Inset. No, we're not going to inset. In fact, we're not going to do that other thing either. I'm just going to use normals to mess with that. Just keep this a cylinder. Because we got to unwrap all this stuff. Oh no, what did I do? Oh no. No. Yeah. No. Okay, you unwrap. It's not going to unwrap it, is it? Okay. Alright. Alright. That works. We're good. That kind of works, actually. Oh boy. Alright, we're gonna shade flat this for now. We're gonna unwrap it. Oop, tab A. You unwrap. There we go. Although, maybe we should unwrap it as a cylinder. Screw it, just unwrap the damn thing. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go here like this. I'm gonna press Control E, mark the seam, and then A, U. Now I'm gonna unwrap it. What do you think of that? Oh, that's what it thinks of it. Okay. Great. Okay, so we'll do this one, and then hit Control Shift, go all the way around. Alt Z, make sure it's just that one. Control E, mark the seam. Good, we're getting somewhere. And same thing, we're gonna go down to the bottom here, click on this one. Oh, we didn't do the bottom. Alright, I'm gonna inset it. Bring it up. I don't think anyone's really gonna see much of that. Control E, mark seam. And I believe it stopped right about here. Not bad. That'll give us a good painting surface. We got wires, we can add those after. So the wires and cables will come very last. Because that's gonna be... Were these made out of carbon fiber too? Man, this guy overdid it, didn't he? Alright. Definitely got some stuff to mess with down here. Again, it's tough to find clear pictures. Alright. Let's smooth shade this again so we get a better idea. Oh yeah, we weren't doing that, were we? But I believe we can get this side. No, we cannot. What if we decimate this and we unsubdivide by one iteration? Do it planar. Yeah, that's gonna cut out into that too. No, don't. Yeah, we can't delimit it either. Well, looks like we are going with remesh. There was a good one in there, but we lost it. One. 1615. I think that was the best we were getting at 0.5. So what if we do sharp? Because we are working with sharp surfaces here. Oh, no, do not crash. We good? We're good. We're good? We're good. We're good? Alright. What about a smooth? This is what's gonna crash it. Okay. Alright, not bad. I'm gonna control S to save this real quick, and we're gonna apply that. Oh boy, here we go. Tab. Ooh. Oh my god. Alright, Alright, A. And we're gonna hit X and limit dissolve this. And hope to God it does what it's supposed to do. Holy shit. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it sounds like my computer's about to take off like a jet right now. I just crashed it, didn't I? It's way too much to process. Oh boy. No. No. Holy God. Oh my God, my whole fucking computer is dropping right now. This is not good. Alright, I don't know if I have to restart my system or what. Oh my god. Where's my processing? Dude, this is whacked. Time to control shift escape. Oh, Blender is doing something. It's not responding is what it's doing. So we'll just end that task. Oh, Snagglepuff hit me up. Yeah, back to Blender it is. Space news. There we go. Took a little too long. Don't break, don't break, don't break. Okay, so we're gonna hit X right on that. We're gonna leave this as it is and mess with that. You know what? Why don't I just limit dissolve this? That's all I needed to do. Nice. Yes. Let's go here and here. And we'll get down here. Oh yeah, we gotta do the other side too, huh? Well, let's see here if this will fix it. We'll bevel one side, and then we will bevel the other side. I mean, that'll kind of give the curve that we're looking for, pushing that off to the side. But, yeah. Either way, it is 5 o'clock in the morning, or 20 of 5, 10 of 5. So thank you guys very much for watching and sticking with it. I will save this and we'll continue off tomorrow. But, yeah, hopefully if you want to go ahead, give it a try yourself. Hopefully, you got it. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. That's Gibblety McPickleslurp. He's a good guy.